Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2021 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the last 2 weeks of July, and this reading is for the air sign of Gemini, or twins. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this video. Any of the videos on my YouTube channel. Thanks for your likes, your shares, hitting that subscribe button, donations, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. Every bit helps. Thank you so much. So this is for our twins for the air sign of Gemini for the last 2 weeks of July 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Gemini. It's also relevant if you cross-watch for a Gemini. Of course, it's a general reading. It's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Everyone has different stories. So watch all of your signs if you know them for additional perspective. And if you find that any of the readings resonate with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something for yourself, or as a gift for someone else, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You'll also see that email address by clicking on the arrow below, the description link. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full-time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling. So send me an email if you are interested. Okay, Gemini. Let's see what's in store for you for the last 2 weeks of July. I am using the Deviant Moon Tarot and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Okay, Libra, we begin with the Chariot. Gosh, so many signs have been getting this. Success, but it's a really difficult, challenging, brutal sort of path. A really challenging path. With the Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment, your abundance, whatever it is that you're wanting, whether it's in finances, job, work, love, home, you know, whatever your wish fulfillment is, whatever your cups overflowing with abundance is, you know. But it looks like a hard... I mean, the Chariot is a card that represents winning simply because you refuse to give up, even if you get run over like 9 times, right? It's success on a really difficult path. Not a lot of people can achieve that level of success because it can be a long road. It can be a hard one as well. We have the High Priestess. With the Eight of Swords, you know you're not trapped. The Eight of Swords is a card that represents feeling trapped, bound, helpless. You just know if you fall out of this, you're going to impale yourself on the swords. The swords are fears, ideas, thoughts, perspectives, belief systems, ideologies, because swords is governed by the element of air, which is in our mind. You know, so there's this question about, you know, telling yourself, this won't work, or I can't do this because, you know, fill in the blank. You're not trapped. You're not helpless. You can free yourself. And you know this. Because the High Priestess is about following your intuition. It feels so far, Gemini, like you might be telling yourself, or the temptation might be to give yourself to give yourself excuses as to why something's not going to work out, why you shouldn't invest any more and whatever into it, energy, time, money, whatever. That even if you'll try, it won't work, you know, all of these things, when really you can achieve whatever it is your wish fulfillment is. It's just really, really hard. And you know this. We have the Nine of Wands, feeling discouraged, feeling like giving up. It's the 11th hour, dark night of the soul. Keep going. You've only got one more card to go before you end a really difficult cycle, but you might be feeling discouraged because of how hard something has turned out to be. And we have the Devil here. Temptation, toxic cycles, but there's an element of temptation and allurement in it because the devil enslaves and entraps by temptation, right? And actually what I'm seeing here is, looking at the bottom row of cards, is whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you envision to be your Nine of Cups, because this is a general reading, your Nine of Cups is going to be different than somebody else who's watching this. Nine of Cups is, right? We have all these, I can't because of this, I can't because of that, I can't because of the other thing. And with the devil right next to that Eight of Swords, this might be a pattern for you, a difficult pattern to break, with anything that you want that looks quite challenging. Oh, I'm too old. Oh, I'm too young. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I have too many obligations. Oh, I'm not saying it's not difficult. The chariot represents success, but it's success on a very difficult path, right? So there may be this pattern here of telling yourself that you can't, that you won't, because it won't work anyway, that this is a pattern or a cyclical pattern. When you reach that point where you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be. I didn't realize how long this was going to be. I didn't know. And now that I know, I feel like giving up. And you're trying to, it's like you're already coming up with it. Please don't shoot the messenger. This is what's coming in. It's like you're already prepping yourself with excuses, but you know better. With the High Priestess, you know better. Okay, from the bottom of the... Gemini, from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and focus for the last 2 weeks of July is the Star. Renewed hope, restored faith and optimism, trusting. This is the other wish fulfillment card, but it's a card that relies on faith. I know that this path that I'm on, even if I can't see too far down, I know that if I just keep pouring my water out into the source, meaning doing your part of the job, let God do his part of the job, doing your part of the job, doing everything that's in front of you to do, that it's going to take you to that wish fulfillment. But it's a card that represents doing it on faith, right? It's like putting your all into this path and trusting that it's going to get you to your wish fulfillment. I feel like you've just hit some kind of, I don't know, discouragement phase. Maybe something happened, or yet just when you were kind of cruising along on this path towards wish fulfillment, maybe something else cropped up and you're like, oh my God, how can I ever... I mean, the Nine of Wands is sometimes called the Wounded Warrior card because it's sometimes somebody that's already been through, all these 9 wands. They've already been through a lot of battles and challenges, and and just when they're cruising along close to the end of this cycle, something else crops up and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I don't know if I can finish this. I don't know if I have what it takes to push through this. But you do. You do. You might be trying to come up with excuses as to why you can't, or excuses as to why you could give up, should give up. And I feel like you're struggling to have faith through this. I feel like you still have faith here, but you're struggling because you may have hit a roadblock. You may just be tired. You may just need to go out and play a little bit, or have some fun, or get a little, a little mini vacation, or put this aside for a minute. I don't know. Go have a picnic in the woods or something. All right, let's clarify. Let's clarify the Star. The Hanged Man, feeling like you're in stasis and limbo. Not taking action, watching something playing out. The Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, fear of the future, because the future is unknown. Imagining all the worst possible case scenarios that there could be, and again, maybe already starting to get, the excuses in order. Well, it wasn't ever going to work out anyway, or well, I should just give up now because, I feel like you've hit a snag, you've hit a wall. Saturation level has been temporarily reached, and you're just discouraged, right? You're just discouraged, and you're struggling. You have faith, but you're struggling. I think some of you may be wondering too about the timing of something. How long am I going to have to wait? How long is this going to be? How hard is it? I've already done X, Y, Z, maybe, am I on the right path still? You are. Don't give up. You are. You're absolutely on the right path. Clarify the Chariot. The Hermit and the Star. Aww. 2 very spiritual cards too. I feel like we have the Star, the Hermit, and the High Priestess. I mean, these are cards that speak of an inner knowing and an inner sense of spirituality, and a knowing that which I think is why you still primarily have faith. You've got the star twice. You've got, this is like God's spirit angels and guides, like giving you a direct message, Gemini. Don't give up. You're on the right path. We are here with you. You can't see us, but we're all around you. We're cheering you on. We're helping you. You do your part. We're going to do our part. And trying to give you that sense of knowing that you're very close to wrapping up the end of what looks like a very difficult, challenging cycle. You're on the path of wish fulfillment, even if you can't see more than 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. And you are not alone, right? You're not. I mean, the hermit can represent walking a physically solitary path, but it represents, gaining knowledge and insight and wisdom and that hope from contemplation and spiritual connection. I feel like you're being told straight up, Gemini, right here, your guides, your angels are saying, don't give up. You can't give up. You're on the right path. I know sometimes you doubt if you are and you're tired, but we're here with you. Don't give up. You're on the right path. You're almost there. Clarify the high priestess. What is this intuitive sense, the spiritual knowing? I feel like your worst enemy right now is yourself, kind of an internal battle. You're just tired and you want to you want a cookie and a nap. I don't know why I was thinking that. This is one of those times where you just need, a cookie and a nap, or a massage and a half a gallon of Haagen-Dazs, something or other, right? You just need to take a bit of a time out. I really feel quite strongly. The Six of Wands, victory, triumph, recognition, maybe even a bonus award, raise, promotion. It can represent a lot of things. The Eight of Swords, again, you're not trapped, you're not bound, you're not helpless. You know you can triumph over this. You're just feeling tired and discouraged in the moment. It's just a bad day, or it's just a bad week. It's not a bad life. You're on the right track. Clarify the Nine of Wands. I feel like there may be a propensity or a pattern or a prior pattern a negative pattern that's trying to reassert itself here, Gemini, in telling you, you're trying to break the habit of giving yourself excuses when things get hard so that you don't have to finish out the work to complete them. And you're really trying hard to overcome this. It's just like kind of cropped up. Clarify the Nine of Wands. The Chariot and the Devil again, right? It's like the devil's that little voice that whispers in your head saying, it's so hard. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to give up? There's probably something easier you can do rather than this. Just let this one go. It wasn't going to work out anyway. I mean, that little seductive voice kind of whispering in your ear. And there's part of it that appeals to you. That's the nature of the Devil card energy. That's why it's addictive energy. It's not good for you on the whole, but there is that little temptation. Don't you just want to just kind of go take a break? Because if you do take a break here, I don't mean like a little break. I think you need a little bit of a break anyway, but like turn away from this thing for a while, you won't go back to it. And I think it's just, you're so almost there. Clarify the Devil. The Moon. The Three of Wands. Yeah, this is like that message again, Well, how do you know if this is going to work? You could do all of this and it could turn out for nothing. You just don't know. There's a lack of clarity. And the moon can sometimes represent unrealistic fears because that thin light of the moon shows things in an unrealistic way. A tree becomes a monster, The Three of Wands, seeing your efforts pay out. This is the Devil trying to tell you, why don't you just give up? Why don't you just lay down? Why don't you do something else or something easier? How do you know if this is going to work out, if your efforts are going to pay off, if you're going to actually ever see anything start to happen here? It's just, I don't like it. It's a very snaky, serpenty kind of, come this way, here's a lollipop, here's the easier way kind of thing. Okay, enough of that. Don't give up, Gemini. I think wonderful things are coming. You actually have some gorgeous, beautiful cards. You just need to stick in there for another, that last quarter mile, that last half a mile, and then I think the sun's just gonna I think the sun's going to come out and shine on you, and you're going to look back and go, I'm so glad I didn't give up. I'm so glad. I don't know what this is. I mean, it's a general reading. It's whatever your wish fulfillment is. I'm not even going to clarify this because there's so many of you watching it. You know, it could be anything. Any last messages, guidance, advice for Gemini? The sun. Justice. So these are beautiful energies. This is everything being illuminated. This is also playing and exploring your inner child. This is like, don't quit, right? But I think it's okay to take a day or go have a picnic in the woods or get a massage or something like that, right? Go off and play for a day, right? But justice and the sun too, in terms of cautionary advice, is whatever the situation is, everything that you do, say, choose, and act, make sure you do it with an absolute transparency so everybody can see what you're doing, so that nothing can be misinterpreted, ethical, honorable, all of that kind of stuff. This is like spirit shining down to make what's right, to make something right. And justice in the upright, especially with the sun, because the sun magnifies positive energy as well in a tarot spread. This is like justice in the upright implies that things are going to be working out in your favor, especially any agreements, contracts, negotiations, anything like that, anything you're working at, right? In a fair and equitable manner. And it's magnified by the sun. But there's also a sense of making sure everything you do is transparent. So if you're thinking of doing anything undercover, behind the scenes, or anything like that that isn't quite kosher, don't, right? Because the result of how this turns out is going to be based on things like that. So, you know, I think you have wonderful things coming. Just hang in there another second or two. You're at the 9, the 10 is the, you know, the cycle completion. So don't give up. Actually quite an awesome reading, even though it just looks like you've hit a wall, a temporary wall, right? It's actually a pretty awesome reading. All right, Gemini, that is your reading. Those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of July. I hope they were helpful to you. Again, if this reading resonated with you, you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that same email address by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August general readings. Until then, stay well, stay safe, be blessed, hang in there, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.